What up, world? My name is Timothy De Jesus.
Hi everyone, Aldrich here.
Hello folks, it's Kevin Kwok here.
Hi, this is Jeremy C. I just wanted to say this about bottoms-up perspectives. It's about real lives, real journeys, and real perspectives.
The whole idea behind bottoms-up perspective was from the word kampai, or in Asian culture, oftentimes we drink until the bottom of our cup is empty and we turn it over. So it's very much like just cheers, right? And building relationship. And that's what we're all about, is building authentic, solid relationships on a global level and being able to see things from a global perspective.
And no, we're not Alcoholics Anonymous.
We are here to be the voice of everyone.
I love the idea that we're real people and we get to share our experiences with real people just like you.
So we look forward to having you join us. What's going on? LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. And we had some technical difficulties. Maybe as all the news in the U.S., LinkedIn has some trouble going live. But I had to do it a few times before I could get it up and going. So
it's 2021. That's why.
Yep, there's more important news right now than bottoms-up perspective. So
2020 wouldn't leave us alone. It just wanted to stick around.
Yep.
I just have the feeling that the 2021 hasn't arrived yet. We are still in the tail end of 2020 extended.
Feels like that. It does.
I feel like the fireworks are still going off for New Year's.
Okay.
Yes, but they're getting less and less beautiful. Less and less interesting. Hey, Tim.
Hello, hello.
So, Tim, are you going live and driving?
I am, but I'm hearing, I'm listening, I'm tuned in.
That is awesome. So, anyway, so I'm glad that everyone's on here tonight, and whoever is following us instead of the news, that's a good idea, smart. But anyway, today we just want to kind of talk a little about, hey, where our show's going and kind of the direction, and also what we learned from 2020 with everything that's going on. And we're all busy. So with all of us, you know, we also have businesses. We have other things that are priorities in our life. And we make an effort to be consistent every Wednesday night and or morning in order to take some time away from our everyday to be on here because we like each other. But let's talk a little about what you learn after 40 episodes.
Am I supposed to go first again?
It doesn't matter. Today is almost like a free for all. This is just a session where, hey, we can reflect on our journey, the good, the bad, the episodes that we didn't like, the challenges we had, why we hate LinkedIn. That's cool too. Whatever, right?
I think we need to start with a therapy session. Jeremy says that, are we sure we like each other? So I think that's a great place to start. No, I'm just joking. No, I know for me, even if no one's watching, just jumping on with you guys and getting to chat about anything and everything is such an honor. And you know, it just makes my night. So even if no one's watching tonight, I'm still ready to go.
Awesome.
I still love you guys.
Good. After 40 episodes, I think I've learned that it's good to go first. so nobody takes your point of view, and you can just go, you know. And then you say, okay, I place my stick in the ground. This is my views, you know. Go ahead from there, you know, you guys. But I mean, jokes aside, let's do some reflection first, right? You know, Kevin, as you mentioned, it's quite hard, really. 40 episodes, and you guys know I've not been all of them because of other commitments, be it in the military, work calls, and all that. but I think being consistent and putting in the commitment, it's important as with everything you do. And I think it starts with this little 1 hour, 1.5 hour show that we have that we call Bottoms Up Perspective Live Chat. I think we give ourselves less credit than we deserve, because now that I look at it, I think it's really quite something. With all that's been going on, all that crazy pandemic and everything that's happening past year, somehow this little hour and a half chat is like the eye of the storm, calm, peaceful, a little area I can retreat into to be myself, talk about what I think about anything, and even admit that I have nothing to talk about on that topic. And yeah, just face myself, right? And make a bunch of friends, get to hear what other people think across the globe on certain issues or closer to home. I think that's truly why I keep coming back and doing this. And I think we all feel the same when we didn't have that session in Thanksgiving week and the Christmas break. Just something was missing. Don't know why. And I'll just close with this. As I posted, never thought I would have sort of a live chat thing like this. And even if no one's watching, that's fine, really, because I'm playing the long game. All this gets loaded up and archived in YouTube. Someday when this guy's old man's gone and my kids are old enough and they want to remember me by a little bit, they can hop on and look at what I have to say. Maybe that's the little form of wisdom I can share with them, locked in time, in a time capsule on this thing called YouTube. Hopefully it doesn't go away. That eventually is why I'm doing it. It doesn't matter if I have no viewers. It's fine. So that's me.
And there's a solo on here so they can see you singing, and we're waiting for that dance. We're waiting for the dance.
Let's save the dance for when we do the mega episode for this year, if it happens.
That's awesome. That's great.
Who's next?
Tim, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. So listen, what I learned is that, first of all, this is an amazing group right here. You guys are awesome, guys and gals, I should say. But you guys are awesome.
Network issues.
Man,
we lost you.
He said it all right there. You guys are awesome. And then that was it, man. He's out.
I think he's crossing interstate or something, right? And then needs to reconnect or something.
What has it got to do with the 4G or 5G? Interstate.
He's coming back. He's back.
Coming back.
Am I back? Can you guys see me and hear me?
Yes. So you said,
hey, this is perfect because our viewership just tripled since that pause. So.
Must be me going away, right?
Yep.
No.
No. I think it's the thing.
But no, all I was saying was that, you guys are amazing. I learned a lot this year, and I think one of the big...
You're breaking up.
One of the biggest things that I learned is that, social media platforms change. I think we all see that. LinkedIn in the beginning... Why don't you let Aldrich go? I'll come back.
Okay. Yeah.
That reminds me of a very interesting conversation just this week. I had
why don't you let Aldrich go? I'll come back.
Yeah. I'll go first. Go ahead. So I had a conversation with some of my friends who do active investing. One that is based in Cayman Island, which is off Spain, and one that is in the US, whom I'm not gonna name where. But the most embarrassing thing is the internet connection coming from the American is the worst. I don't know why.
It's true. It's true.
Okay, so anyway, I think 40 episodes in, I wasn't expecting us to run this long. I still I still remember when we first discussed, it was pre Timothy and pre Jennifer, and we were talking about like let's just run a pilot, try things out. We do in seasons, and we're probably looking at 13 episodes, right? So if the first season flunked, and that would just be 13 hours, and that's it. So I figured that we just like to talk, so we just kept talking and we kept going, and we had a very good concept at the very beginning, which is the East and West, and then that got diluted as we move along, getting more topics and getting more guests so that we can keep going. I don't have anything against that because we are starting out, so we need that momentum. We just need to keep having that same 75 minutes on average blocked out at the same time, just to keep things going. That's really what I think. I think we've covered a lot of grounds. In fact, this is really like 40 episodes. It's like a mini MBA. What else did we not cover? I can't think of any. Maybe we are just short of teaching people how to make money on live streams, which we have to figure out. I don't think we know how, but I think once we know how, we can actually monetize it here and there.
I know how. We put a donate box at the bottom, and those who want to hear me sing, please donate. Once we hit $100, then I'll sing.
That's
one way.
Donation
That's
is not
one
a
way.
commercial model. But
Jeremy's cracked the code. He's cracked the code.
Just joking.
yeah. So I think that some episodes surprised me. I think there's one episode that we had very high viewership apart from the mega show. I can't remember which one, but it was the one where the comments just kept coming. Was it on marketing?
LinkedIn.
Kelsey.
It was on LinkedIn.
No, it was on LinkedIn. Is it?
LinkedIn
Okay.
2021. Hey,
Yeah.
looks like people are hopping on. This episode might end up pretty well. Good. So hey everyone.
See,
So-
that's another surprise.
Robin.
Yep.
That's another surprise. So I'll just make one point before I hand over to Timothy. I think you should have your internet connection ready.
I think I'm good now. Yeah.
Yeah. So the interesting thing is we can't really gauge the viewership, but if we keep running long enough, we will have some good runs and some very bland ones. So that's really my takeaway, a very generic one. Tim.
Yeah, so what I was saying was that, I think the biggest thing I learned, obviously aside from you guys being awesome and amazing, great friends, was that, in the middle of the year, social media platforms can change. And when we started this thing, LinkedIn was our main platform. And I think as time went on, we got to see that LinkedIn was, maybe not necessarily our number one platform, just because, unfortunately, viewership does change. So that was one of the things I learned. Like, things change and you have to adapt. And, I think that's one of the things that we'll carry on with Bottoms Up going forward is maybe, LinkedIn is obviously going to be a platform, but maybe not the main platform. So something I learned along the year.
Jen?
I think for me, something that Aldrich said made me think about, sometimes we don't know when we start something what it's going to look like. We might have an idea of it. We just start. And a lot of times, Kevin corrects me because I will be like, oh, we're never going to get to do that. Oh, we're never going to do this. We'll probably just do it for this long and then it'll be, or this isn't going to work out. And he's like, he's like, Jen, you're so small-minded.
Is this an extension of your bedtime talk?
Yes.
This huge.
This is we're getting the insight to the marriage right now. That's really what
This sounds like something that my ex-girlfriends will tell me if I meet them for coffee. Like, oh, yeah, that's.
Aldrich, you said this. I remember.
So anytime that I talk to anybody, marriage talk comes into that somewhere, because marriage is a relationship. And I think that we have all challenged each other even to be better people. And I know for me, we always, I tend to think more small-minded, but I love being challenged with that and seeing how far that you can take something. I love being wrong. I love it. In fact, I will say this won't work, because usually when I say that, it does work. I will say it just so that it works. This isn't going to work.
I don't understand the logic, but that's cool.
It doesn't work for anyone else. It only works for me. Every time I say we're not going to do something, we end up doing it, and it's awesome. So
it challenges me, guys.
Yes. Yeah, I'm like
Kevin's like, no, we're gonna make it freaking work. That's it. I'm not happy.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm very excited. Not just I'm excited about the tribe that we've built. I'm excited about every single one of you guys, a core group, about every single one in the tribe. I love being connected to every single person. And I think, honestly, the tribe is what makes Bottoms Up Perspective that much greater. Like, we just get together and we talk about topics and we bring on guests and we all enjoy each other. But then you've got that tribe coming in going, hi, guys, every week. They're showing up. They're supporting. They're encouraging one another. They're answering one another's questions. And since this goes on YouTube later, I want it to be on here for the record. The tribe is awesome. So it started out with you guys, and then we put all of that momentum behind us. And I'm so proud to be a part. I'm so proud. That's my take.
Yeah, and for
Thanks,
me,
Jen.
I think the Bottoms Up group has been kind of therapeutic. Just being able to hop on here every Wednesday, and just like during Christmas time, we skipped an episode, and I actually was telling Jen it feels kind of odd, because during that time I usually do the live show, and I was like, oh, what am I doing with myself? And so it's been therapeutic. It's a way for me to connect with the world outside of my four walls while we're social distancing. I met a lot of good friends along the way, people who are truly authentic, like Tim, Jeremy, Eldrick. They're some of the most authentic guys that are on here, people who say it the way it is. There's no sugarcoating. And we all have lives. We're all humans. And what I like about the Bottoms Up group, you get what you see. We'll tell you if we're broke. We're not trying to be something that we're not. I'm not a multimillionaire, and it's okay. And
just a millionaire, not a multi.
Yeah, it's okay. But you don't need we don't try to be something we're not.
Yeah.
And that's true authenticity. For me, I'm jumping on here, and if I don't look good, that's fine too. It's really, I want to connect with the people that I care about.
Yeah.
And it's once a week where I get to just talk. And if you want to listen, you can listen. We're Clubhouse before Clubhouse ever happened, okay? That's what you guys are doing. You guys are the new social media platform that everyone's talking about on LinkedIn. This is just like Clubhouse. If you want to be part of our tribe, you can jump in, have a conversation. No one's going to judge you, and then you can step out. And we appreciate everyone, But one of the things we really want to do in 2021 is how can we make this better? Because we're always looking for ways to meet people where they're at. And hey, is it to be more entertaining? What are our viewers looking for? Because at the end of the day, we can get on a Zoom call among ourselves. If there's no one viewing, I have no problem getting on a call with Tim, Jeremy, Eldrick once a week and talk among ourselves. But what would make it better for the audience? And we had some ideas and the chat that we had conversations about, and we'd like to hear from the 7 people that are on right now. Like, hey, type away, comment. What do you not like about Bottoms Up? Or if you're new to Bottoms Up, what do you think of this format? What are your thoughts? We love to have your comments. The whole point of going live is for engagement. We want you to interact with the show. And so that's kind of my take. Do you guys like the East meets West topic? Or do we talk about gaming every week, right?
I don't think we talk about gaming every week. I think that was.
Well, Eldrick Champion will definitely drop out.
I'll listen. I will listen. That's about it.
Yeah. So I guess the next question is, it's hard to be consistent, right? And we have a lot going on. Why don't all of you guys share what you got going on right now in 2021, the beginning of 2021? Love to hear.
Who's going first?
Who's going first?
Jeremy,
Me?
of course. Who else?
Jeremy, put your pen down. Put your pen down.
Yeah.
That's it, man.
2021
You
for
let
us,
me go
right?
first, so now you go.
Yeah,
Hi, darling.
2021 for us, right? On this, I mean, I don't know. It's
Your
it's
life,
a it's
your
a good
life.
my life
Yeah.
overall. Wow, gosh,
Yeah.
I wish I had a crystal ball. I don't know. It's not starting out too well at the moment. I had a long day at work. It's going to be a long day again today, or just because of certain work cycles, But my son started primary school. I think that's
you're thinking, right?
elementary.
You're
I'm
thinking,
thinking.
right?
So
you don't
so that's
know, right?
that's a bit of a change. Yeah, that's the biggest change so far, because the past few days have been trying to get him in school adjusted. Hopefully the bigger sister, who is in the same school as him, takes care of him. So a lot of adjustment this couple of days, and so I took the first 2 days off, and then yesterday was first day back at work after a break. So it's kind of messy right now, unsettled, and to give a projection on the entire year based on this, I don't know. But really, if there's anything I know, this year's main focus really is on the vaccine and how things will get back to normal. My life hasn't gotten back to normal, although I'm trying to. Case in point, work-wise, I'm trying to go in like every Monday and Wednesday to get that, to adjust back to working in the office. Well, and also to adjust, certain expectations. My wife needs to know that I'm not going to be around Monday and Wednesdays, so I can't do anything, help around at the home. It's really adjustments. So it's really adjustments for myself.
Do you help around at home?
I try to, I'm Iron Man, that kind of thing, and dishwasher guy kind of thing. And so it's more of getting that adjustment back, trying to get that little bit pieces of normalcy back, old normal back. But I think the big topic right now on everyone's mind is the vaccine and how effective it is, number one. Number two, how having that vaccine is going to return our lives to normal, because right now, at this point in time, I don't see anything going back to normal. You could have a vaccine right now, it doesn't kill you, but what benefit is there? Are you going to be able to fly to, say, Japan or Singapore tomorrow, and they won't enforce anything on you despite you having the vaccine already? All these are in a way vaccine dependent, but until we reach that kind of mass adoption, we're not going back to normal. And so I can't really tell how 2021 could be. And seeing how some of these countries are having, second wave, third wave, whatever, Singapore's numbers are climbing back after a long period of no community cases. I don't know, hard to say. just hope that if 2021 was anywhere, if 2021 was anywhere close to 2020, actually I think I'll be okay. In fact, I'll be happy. I know it sounds weird, but yeah,
I think the
nothing
vaccine,
major happens is fine.
I think the vaccine at least could give you a chance to put on a mask and go down and have tea with Aldrich.
Oh, we're doing that. We're doing that already. We're doing that already.
Within Singapore, mobility is an issue. We have it pretty much in control. I know that there's a lot.
For now.
I mean, I know that there's a lot of commentaries on like, you know, the way Asia run their countries, you have no freedom and things like that. But I just want to say this. I mean, like, we might not have that kind of freedoms that Kevin and yourself experience or Timothy in terms of the expression or whatever, but there's also other types of freedoms that are equally precious, which is our ability to move around even though we wear a mask, and our ability to still carry on with life without any disruptions from one-time unexpected events. I think to me, those are still very important freedoms that are pretty much neglected by quote-unquote Western media. So I think there's a lot of humility and respect both ways. So just to tie back to the East and West thing, so just meeting Jeremy for tea and coffee is not a problem. At least in Singapore, it's not a problem.
Yeah.
I apologize. I was actually
The only problem is if Jeremy meets Eldrick for beers, because his wife might not like that at the karaoke joint.
Go ahead, Jennifer.
No, I was just gonna say I like to joke a lot, and sometimes that's a good thing, and sometimes it's not. But in my mind, you guys have a lot of freedom. So, you know, in fact, the news out about Singapore encouraging their people to exercise in order to make extra income is a wonderful initiative that I wish that we had here. I don't know if it would work quite the same here, but I love that Singapore is doing that. And I was actually mentioning some really great things that, you know, to Kevin this morning that I know about Singapore. So, you know, we only know here what we've experienced. So sometimes we just think in our minds that everywhere is like that. So, you know, so honestly, I don't even know the differences between the Singapore, how the government does it or how we do it. But I was just joking around with you, you know, because like Kevin and I, our comfort level is still, we don't even meet with anyone. Like I haven't seen my family for a year. So,
Wow.
but I know that everybody feels differently and has different comfort levels. So that's why I made that joke. That now you guys can get together. But I mean, that's
no worries.
awesome that you're already hanging out. So yeah.
Yeah. I like it.
Timothy, you want to go?
Is it me?
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
for me personally, I mean, 2021 is bringing a lot to the table. So, I mean, I think anybody who is on the core group, the people in Bottoms Up, you guys know, I experienced a lot of changes in 2020. And to be honest, most of them were positive. I wrote a book, I started DJing, I started my own company, and you know, all of those things have made me internally much happier. And so 2021 is just about building on that. You know, 2021 is really just about, you know, expanding Dealer Masters as a company, you know, and picking up additional clients and getting memberships and things like that. It's about, you know, obviously putting out more book sales, which I'm happy with the book sales thus far. I really am. But, you know, it's about expanding on that. And, you know, it's about obviously once COVID, hopefully this vaccine does what it's supposed to do. And once COVID is, let's say, done or somewhat done, clubs reopen and I can start DJing at clubs and festivals and things like that. So, you know, I think 2021 for me is a very exciting year because there's a lot of good stuff on the horizon that I'm looking forward to. And, you know, I mean, I'm, you know, 2020, I know it went either way for a lot of people. You either really struggled or you kind of expanded. I was one of the people who really expanded. And, you know, I'm very excited for what 2021 is going to bring because, you know, I think 2020 was a building year for me and 2021 is about really taking it to the next level. So I'm very excited personally for 2021.
So just to clarify, when you say that you are very satisfied with yourself in 2020, yes, nothing to do with the dollar sign yet, right? It's just internal satisfaction that's driving you every day. Am I right?
Well, no, I'll tell you this. 2020 was also a very fruitful year for me too. I mean, I did a lot in the stock market that, you know, a lot, again, when the stock market crashed, if you were in a position to invest, which I was, it was very profitable. And so, you know, even beyond being able to build Dealer Masters as a company, I was doing just fine because I was making investments. When stocks plummeted, that was an opportunity to buy. And I know a lot of people were afraid to buy, but I wasn't because I know that eventually the stock market will turn around. And it did. And, you know, 2020 was a very good year for me monetarily and from just an overall personal brand and building perspective. So, I mean, overall, 2020, I don't have any complaints about 2020. I really don't. 2020 was a good 2020 was a good year for me overall. And, you know, I mean, if you guys followed my journey, which I know a lot of people did, I was trying to preach this to people throughout the year. Hey, this is the time to invest. Hey, if you can't get a job, this is the time to, you know, invest in yourself. And, you know, I practiced what I preached in 2020. And I think I'm very happy with where I am going into 2021, personally, both from a monetary and from a personal satisfaction perspective.
That's awesome. Cool.
Jen?
2021, what does it hold for me? I have no clue. I really don't have any clue. I think for me as a person, I have been kind of like, I guess you could say, like peeling back a lot of layers of me through 2020, and kind of seeing the core of who I really am and what I'm made of. Preparing mentally for what's to come because, you know, the world, I mean, I would like to think it's getting better, but it's, you know, there's always something. And kind of like Jeremy was saying, you know, we don't really know what it's going to look like. And, you know, for us, we have and I think Kevin's okay with saying this, but we have my mother-in-law staying with us who has middle stage Alzheimer, dementia. And so, you know, things have been going pretty well these past couple months with her here. It's been hard in the past. We've taken care of her for long periods of time at different points, and there's been times that have been horrible. But this has been better, and we don't know what the future holds for her, you know, because, you know, eventually she's going to need to be somewhere. And so with the virus and then the kids, I have to say, as a person, I've had to step up and become something that I'm not, become more organized. And just for us, I know a lot of kids go to school right now, and I know that a lot of parents don't have the choice to have their kids at home. And we're definitely all more mentally sane when our kids go to school. And so I've had to,
Ain't that the truth?
I've had to deal with anxiety and keeping my wits about me and keeping mentally sane and being strong, because I'm a soft person. I don't really like to make you do something you don't want to do, but I've had to kind of turn into they call me mean because you have to take responsibility and you have to do work and you have to push through things you don't want to do. And so it's been really challenging, but even with the hard stuff, like I feel like I've really grown as a person trying to make my kids, get all of their work done and be able to graduate this year with, with me helping them. And there's part of me that hates it, but anyway, that was a long spill, but I'm just saying, like, this is really, like, in the midst of the hardship, all of a sudden I went, I've got it. It looks messy, but I can do it, and we're going to finish strong. And they're going to be better people, and I'm going to be a stronger person. And so, like, I see how it's kind of shaping me as a person. So, yeah, I think sometimes in the hard times, you either raise up and become stronger, or you back down and become weaker. And so I've actually seen myself become stronger through this process and do things that I typically would never choose to do or never be good at. But it's just what you have to do. My mother-in-law always used to say, if you have to do something, you can do it. If you have to do it, if you're put in a position where you have to do something, you will be able to do it. And so I've seen that. It's a choice, though. It's a choice. So, so looking forward to at least by the 1st of 2022, taking a trip out of here. I'm ready to get out of here. Just, yeah.
Singapore? Come to Singapore?
Yes. That's the one on our list. Asian trip. Kevin and I are planning an Asian trip, and we want to get out of here for a while.
Hey, I want to get out too. Maybe our family should meet in Hong Kong or something.
Hong Kong. Oh,
or Japan, wherever. Tokyo.
Leave me out. It's fine.
I'll do Japan, Korea. I love Korean
Thailand,
food.
yeah.
Thailand, I've been there. I like it. Great stuff.
Anywhere but
Great
home,
food.
right?
Anywhere but home.
Yep.
Anywhere but home.
But there's no place like home.
I think I can appreciate the kind of the lethargy that you people are feeling, like day on day, what's happening in the country and things like that. It's like, if I don't know how you guys deal with all the noise, but if it's me, I'll probably just shut off the TV for good. I just think that it's too noisy. I mean, like when I follow financial news platforms like Bloomberg or CNBC, I think that they are way too political these days. It's either that or it's the overhype of the vaccine, and I'm feeling quite sick of it. Like, just give me a bloody break, and can you just deliver me the value that I subscribe to? Like, where's the growth and things like that? So I think I can understand. It's very tiring, even for me. I was like, I don't want to hear any.
Jen can attest to this. So on the weekends, sometimes I just watch our episodes on YouTube on TV.
I get it.
It's a breath of fresh air, right?
I either watch myself or
Kevin like listens to his own content, and like he enjoys listening to that, and I'm like,
that's how you
dude, I was like, dude, how can you listen to yourself? This is so weird.
That's kind of cute.
To be honest,
Jen is like, listen, I heard enough of this during the week. Turn it off.
he makes me listen to it when it first comes out. Then he gets mad if I don't comment and support it. So I need to watch it again so I can comment on the different channels, Facebook and LinkedIn. And then he goes and watches it another time on the TV. And then, but anyway, I won't go too into detail. But
he just loves us, Jen. He just loves his brothers. You gotta respect that. Come on now.
He does.
Hey, I'm gonna make my boys watch it. That's what they need to watch instead of playing video games.
I hear that.
From bottoms up. Life lessons.
Amen, brother.
That's
Amen.
Right. That's right.
I guess I'll go. So for me, 2021, I guess it's a year of, for me, it's actually rest in 2020. So I work a lot, and I'm passionate about my work, so I enjoy working. So before I had an office, so I always drive 40 minutes out to work, and then sometimes I don't get home till later, and I don't get to spend time with my family until the weekend. So it was nice to just see what goes on at home that I wasn't aware of. Because I'm, hats out to my wife. I much rather be working than doing home stuff because the kids, I mean, dude, you can't cut their salaries, you can't fire them.
They're there.
I get that.
There's not much you can do. And motivating them is just another, when they're 5 and 8, it's like, I don't know anymore.
They can't pay for my massages or my skincare yet.
There's no
I need a break.
It's just investment only. I haven't seen any return.
That's exactly what happens to kids. Amen.
It's definitely kids are like social media. It's definitely the long game. You gotta engage with them. You gotta nurture it. You gotta. Sometimes they don't really care about you, and then you don't see the ROI, the return, until 20 years later, maybe. And maybe the return's not good because they don't like their dad. They changed their mind. It's like, man, my dad was a loser,
Just imagine 2 miniature Kevins, okay? And one is 5, so you really can't reason with them, okay? And then he likes to stay up with Kevin until between 11 and 1 in the morning. I mean, if you don't give him something, if you don't give him herbs, he will not go to sleep until at least 11. And that's working really hard for 2 hours to get him to sleep. Then you have my other one who likes the morning routine, and he pops up and wants breakfast by 8.
Ooh.
Some days I'm dying, man.
So from a personal life perspective, it's definitely a learning experience. It's change. Professional experience in 2020, we had a lot of big plans for J29 Creative Group, tackling some of the larger accounts and larger accounts. A lot of them paused in 2020 because of the pandemic. There was so much unknown, and in the marketing world, campaigns is where we make a lot of our revenue. It's like, commercials, different things. When people are social distancing, they're not shooting large commercials. So your projects that were 60 grand and above, those were all on pause because no one wants to shoot videos, Even Hollywood is on pause, So a lot of things change, and it forced us to have to change the way our dynamic of our business. We went 100% remote. We were one of the fortunate ones. We got out of our lease in July because it would have killed us because we were in a prime location downtown Kansas City, which is probably one of the most expensive, real estate. So it was kind of nice to get out and from a mental perspective, even as a leader, management, it's definitely a challenge when you can't walk to the office next to you. And having a team that's remote, there's the challenges as well. And even people's personal lives, right? Just hearing from ourselves, right? Yeah. We have kids. A lot of times your staff has kids too, So you have to really, in 2020, I learned to have a lot of grace because it's hard for everyone, and it doesn't matter if you're the owner or the manager. It's your colleagues, your employees, they're struggling too. It's not easy for them having to be stuck at home and some businesses that you just can't pay people because your revenue went down. It is what it is, And so as much as a business owner, you might want to, keep everyone going, make sure but layoffs are going to happen. It's just part of the ecosystem, you know. And I am seeing it trickle down. I definitely don't feel, and I don't want to be the person that brings negativity, but I don't feel 2021. Yeah, the number change, you know, but I don't think the pandemic's going away anytime soon. And it's so important to have the right mindset, the right perspective. Even the vaccine, you know, from a realistic scientific perspective, it's not going to turn things around until a lot later. You know, there's a lot of people out there, and then everyone has to also follow the guidelines and different things. And it's a virus, for God's sake. Who knows? It could mutate. It could do all kinds of stuff.
It already has, right?
Yep, it already has. So, and I really think for me is a time to really focus on things I can control. You know, like what can I do to financially still make revenue, support my family, and what are my priorities? And I think that kind of leads into our next, you know, topic, because I know Tim and Jeremy, they have things to attend to. Jeremy has a full-time job that he works. And, you know, I know Tim's doing a lot of the things, and that's where I want to talk about this a little bit, is prioritizing, right? You have to prioritize your life. Everyone makes it sound like, oh, you got to be on social media. You got to be everywhere. Everywhere takes time for it to work, right? And we all experienced it this year. Just doing a live show in order to get viewers and audience. I mean, there's 5 of us, right? But a lot of times this show isn't our priority. It doesn't put food in my kids' mouths, you know. It doesn't pay for anything, you know, besides, hey, I get to connect with viewers, and, you know, and I get to, you know, have more relationships, right? But at the end of the day, we're all trying to survive, live, and everything, and this takes time. And I think a lot of times influencers and social media coaches, they give this false expectation, you know, oh, if you're everywhere, you're gonna see an ROI. And I'm a practitioner. I've been doing digital marketing for a long, long time. And just to warn you guys, all these inbox messages promising you 30 to 40 leads, you know, within a couple of weeks. Come on, guys. We're in the middle of a recession, you know, and I don't want to ruin the people that are trying to get people to bite. But the truth is, it still takes you to work. There's no hands-free option right now, okay? If they figure out the lead generation thing, they won't be messaging you because they would be wealthy selling something, you know? So, I mean, it's a challenge, you know, 30, 40 a month, you know, it still takes work from you. I have an entire team behind me, and it still takes me engaging. It still takes me producing content. Yep. And same thing with a live show. It takes working it. It takes work. It's not, the viewers aren't going to come themselves, because no one knows who Kevin, Jeremy, Eldrick, Jen, and Timothy is. You know, we're not, we don't have combined followers. You know, we might be equal to one influencer. So, but that's not the point, right? So I want to talk to you guys a little about, I know with Tim, Jeremy, talk about, you guys have a lot going on, right? And with you, Jeremy, you have a full-time job. So how have you balanced your time? And
I don't. I just lose sleep. That's all.
And with social media, do you?
There is no balance. You just lose sleep. So I'll probably live a shorter life because I'm on borrowed time. You know, that kind of concept. Yeah. No. I mean, let's be realistic. I mean, seriously, I do think so, because I've been on really like bad sleep patterns. I don't sleep enough since, you know, my days in China, and yeah. So I really don't think I can manage sometimes. But I want to touch on one word that we probably didn't cover, you know, which I think is important in 2020, and that word is expectations. I think prior to pandemic, there has been just too many expectations on what we could do, what we should do, what we can earn, what we should spend on. We should always go on holiday once a year, blah, blah, blah. That all changed. That all changed. 2020, recalibrate your expectations because a lot of things are not happening. You may not be making as much money. You might not even have a job. Having food is good enough, right? So I think I think that's the one thing I want to say. And in terms of the question, how do I manage my life and everything? I think it's really, expectation as well. Don't sweat the small stuff, because, if you're being stuck at home, there are a lot of small stuff that can really get into you. I know Jen understands what I mean. The little stuff. It's always the small things that get you. So if you're able to manage expectations and not sweat the small stuff, I think generally we should be happier. And when you're happier, you will be able to manage a lot of things much better. It's always getting the right frame of mind. Just like how we started this live chat, we had no expectations. And we are 40 episodes in, with today 41. Everyone's still happy with it. Let's go on. Don't sweat the small stuff. Kevin does a lot of work in the background. It's probably easier for myself, Audric and Tim. And then, I'm going to put it out there, right? Audric writes so much. You guys really do a lot more than me. I don't really pull my weight. So that's how I manage coping with the live chat and having a full-time job. I don't do as much here. I'll be first to admit. I have the least number of followers. I just got out of 2,000, followers, but it doesn't really matter. But I'm still connecting a lot with other people, work-wise, PUP-wise, retail side-wise. So quite happy with 2020. That's how I cope. I don't try and manage my expectations of people around me, to be a bit more mindful of things, and just try to learn to be happy. It's a choice.
And I know Tim probably has to jump off. I know he has a hard stop in 8 minutes. But I know with Tim, he has a lot going on. He just shared with you guys as well. And being part of this bottoms up group, we're all friends. And one of the things, with being a core team member, I think this year we really want to move forward with more like, hey, where we have to all be active in order to continue to really build this. And we all have priorities. And I know Tim is not going to be like our core team, but he's going to still be part of our tribe. So we still expect Tim to be our guest on the show when he has the time. But I know he has other priorities as well. And, we're all going to support him. And that's why we wanted to, this is one of the shows that, hey, we're going to have him on another show, but he's not going to be consistently hopping on every week, because this stuff takes a lot of time. So, yep.
Yeah.
So, Tim, anything you want to say to the audience as well, to us? Yep.
Well, first of all, I love you guys very much. Seriously, you guys are amazing. 40 episodes. I was on, I think, for 39 of them. So much fun. Learned so much. Had a great time with you guys. So I love you guys no matter what. Beyond that, and I don't know whether it was Kevin or Jeremy who said this, but the truth is, like, social media isn't everything. I think it was Kevin who was saying this. And the fact is, like, even despite the fact that I have a lot going on, I prioritize real money over social media 100% of the time. So, with that being said, that's part of the issue with, why, like you just said, Kevin, maybe I take a step back, because the reality is, there's days where I don't post on social media at all. I don't post on LinkedIn, I don't post on TikTok, I don't post anywhere. At the end of the day, if I have a real contract with somebody who's going to pay me real money, or if I'm personal brand building on social media, okay, which one's going to be prioritized? Clearly, the contract is going to pay me real money. So, I think that's very important for everybody to understand. Like you said, like the Gary V's and all these influencers of the world, they'll tell you, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that. But the reality is, listen, you need to put food on the table first and foremost. And that's for everybody. And, if you don't do that, we all know, like, hey, you can feed your family, something's going to be messed up. So, we got to feed our families first and foremost. I think everybody in this group understands that. But for anybody out there who's on social media, who's trying to brand build, at the end of the day, listen, I'm going to prioritize real money over brand building 100% of the time. If I got to take a week break from social media and spend it with my daughter and spend it making money, that's what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? And I think we're all in the same boat. You know, Jeremy,
Yeah.
Aldrich, Jen, Kevin, we're all in the same boat. You know, I'm just kind of saying it out
Yes.
loud because that's where I'm at in life.
Yeah.
And, you know, the reality is you got to, at the end of the day, you know, you got to take care of at home first, everything else is secondary.
Yep.
I think, you know, if you're really on a path to build a brand, just make sure home is squared away first, you know? You don't want home to slip, and then next thing you know, you're like, hey, I'm famous on LinkedIn, but everything's messed up in my real life. Because who cares, right? And LinkedIn is LinkedIn. Who cares at that point? So, you know, that's one of the things that I would say for sure that I've learned this year and that, you know, applies to my everyday life, and hopefully I can share with everybody. And, you know, I mean, like I said, I mean, Kevin's 100% right? People are going to say, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that. No, take care of yourself and your family first. Don't worry about social media. Social media is going to be there tomorrow. It's going to be there the next day. It's going to be there the day after that. But take care of yourself and family first. Then social media will still be there. It's important, but it's not that important. That's what I learned from this year.
And on top of
Well
that,
said.
you know, you have to know virtual isn't ever going to replace reality. You know, that's why they made that movie Matrix, right? You know, there is a reality to this, you know, and it's like, what do you want to trade your time for? And I know everyone has our priorities, and you've probably seen some of our core members ourselves. We haven't been maybe as active at engaging with people's posts as usual. And hey, we want to take time for ourselves. We're humans. You know, we have families. We're living in this pandemic. We have lives. We have stock money in the stock market that we can watch. You know, and that's just the truth. And don't let anyone tell you different. Don't let anyone tell you, even your digital marketing coach, don't let them make you feel guilty, right? They don't know how much you have in the bank, you know. And I'm saying this, I have clients out there maybe watching this, you know, and it's truth. I never tell my clients, like, you have to do this, or, you know, it's like, I'll meet you where you're at, you know, because everyone's different. If you're not a social media person, and I don't want to ruin it for you, you might never be a social media person. Just like if you can't play basketball, no matter how you put on the right tennis shoes and take the ball out, you aren't going to be playing basketball the next day and just killing it. It's not going to happen. Sorry. There's certain personalities that work on these platforms. And
Exactly.
and if you're not Gary Vee, you're not good as Gary Vee. You know, you can cuss every other line, and you're not going to get the same attention. You might get some like really negative attention, you know. So and we talk about this all year round. Just be yourself, right? And so, and
I'm just gonna say this before I hop off, because my call's starting. So, Tim, just to you, right? It's been an honor knowing you. We're still friends, and really, honestly, I'm still gonna look forward to playing basketball with you and getting my copy of your book autographed. Okay? All right.
Absolutely.
So that's the deal.
That doesn't
Someday.
change. We're definitely gonna. I will be in Singapore sooner rather than later. I promise you.
Our reunion, we are counting you in. So whenever this is over, Jeremy, I don't know about Hong Kong.
Hey Tim,
no, but seriously,
we'll send you the itinerary, Tim, when we're ready to go.
Listen, it's just me. I'm ready whenever you guys are. So,
all right, man.
No, seriously, I love you guys. Thank you guys for an amazing year. 2020 was awesome. Love you guys on the show. Now, of course, I'll still be a part of the group. I gotta jump just like Jeremy, but I love you guys so much, and thank you very much for an amazing year. Seriously.
Hey, good stuff.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you, Tim.
All right,
Okay.
guys, talk to you.
I'm going off. See you guys.
All right, see you guys.
Jeremy, have fun at work. So it's just the three of us. So to end the show. So anyway, man, our heads are huge. But yeah, it's been a awesome year, and it's very gratifying being able to just keep doing this. And we're gonna try to make BUP better. That's kind of the heart of the group, and we want to engage with our audience, be as real as possible. We're looking at ways where we can make it a more interactive show, and we go talk amongst ourselves. But for next week, we have a special guest, and I'll just leave it here. It's episode 42. She bangs. So hope you can join us for episode 42. We have a special guest, and I would say we go talk about taking a negative and making it positive. And I don't think anyone understands that better than our next guest for next week. So we're excited to have him. You'll know who he is. So,
Who is it? Who is it?
Anyway, we'll see you guys for episode 42, and signing off later, guys.
Bye, guys. Thank you.